Give me a moment. I'm trying to work on sound, don't you know? There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry. I have to do everything manually. Hello. As often you have to do in a hotel room. Welcome to the show. I fixed it. So, hopefully the rest of the sound works as well. I can't tell. Can you actually let me know? Can you guys hear this? You can hear that? Okay. Does everybody hear that? Uh-huh. Anybody have Have they, you can't hear that? Or you can't, I'm playing clips. No? Why would you not be able to hear that? That seems very strange to me. Okay. We will fix this and we will see why the thing is the thing. Ah, I have an idea. I will fix, we'll think there's something here. Hold on. We'll go up to this. Oh, because the screen's weird. Okay, I'll go up to here. We choose this. We go to here. And we check for settings. And then it goes out this guy. And then hopefully, if I run this like this, you guys can hear this? Oh, no. Now I can't even hear it. That's weird. That's not right. I don't appreciate that. Hold on. I've had to work around a bunch of the software I use to make the show happen when I'm on the road. Curiously enough, has not. Let's see. Okay, that should go out there. Okay, let's try to do this as well, and then maybe. Perhaps this goes. Yeah, it's very odd. I don't know, see what's up there. Primary device is there. Okay, how about this? How about we make this the device for sound output and wish me luck. See if I can hear this instead. Give me 1 second because it's very weird. Okay, oh. It's making weird stuff. I can see my, let's see, maybe this is it. Oh, I see. Wait. Change the properties on this fellow and go to default. Maybe that'll work. And then, and then I'd have to turn this off. Now I can hear myself twice for a moment, but nope, that'd be wrong. Never mind. I don't know why it would be like this. It's a very strange little fellow. Turn my mic back on. There we go. And then, hold on. Now, the important thing is this. Let's see if you can hear this. Could you hear that? Could you hear the beginning of... And it's proud to be an American, Speakodeek. Do you ever hear that? No? I gotta wait for a second because it always takes the chat. Okay, so it's just the sound effect stuff that's being weird. Gotcha. I don't know why that would be. Who cares? At this point, I've got enough problems. Hello. You like the Madam Lake background? Thanks very much. Okay, so saw you in an old episode of Frasier Day. Oh yeah, that was fun. That was the one where I won't say I saved David Hyde Pierce's life, but I did render first aid when he was in a major accident on set and they had to take him away in an ambulance. So do with that what you will, while everyone else was sort of standing around with their thumb up their ass going, oh my God, that looks painful. Yeah, I was in one episode of Frasier. Random as hell. I did indeed save his hide. More like his head, but yeah. He literally was strapped. The joke was he was wrapped up like a mummy, and they had him sitting on a gurney, and the gurney was not weighted down, and he sat up. He was doing the comedy, as you do, and he sat up on it, and it tipped over entirely, and he landed on his head. Serious, like, it was a loud fucking noise. It was crazy. And I, like, the minute it happened, I was like, as he started to fall, I was running towards him. And I was the new guy. I was like I was just there for one episode. But you know me in emergencies. I run straight towards him. There's a reason why one of my favorite music videos is the Godhead version of Eleanor Rigby. But it was the episode about the platinum card at the spa. Yeah. So, yeah, it was gnarly. And so I was, I basically held him up, held his head, kept him conscious while the paramedics were coming. Yeah, door jam. That's right. That was heavy duty. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am a nurse's son. This is absolutely true. You need to tag me on Twitter with that episode. Yes, it's pronounced shitter, by the way. Just saying for the record. All right. Well, since stuff is kind of working, shall we come on down to the barnyard, people? Hey, how are you? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, there's some hay right next to me, and that would be where Donald Trump is. I don't have to turn the audio off on this, but you guys can hear this, right? That shit. Oh, God, it's coming out of my speakers now. I can't have it coming out of my headphones and my speakers like a jerk off. There. Turn these on there. Excellent. Okay. Wish me luck. This idiocy. Yeah, see, so I can't even play. Listen out. Is that, can you guys hear that? Okay. Look what a dick, like, here's the thing. I've got the audio off on it right now because I don't want to get a hit because of the song. By the way, I think for the record, I've said this before, but fair use being what it is, the fact that this asshole uses this as his opening song, if any politician uses a popular song as their walk-on music like this, it should be in public domain in terms of RIAA stuff. I swear to God, he does this just so that he can, like, copyright strike things if he wants to later. Meanwhile, what kind of an asshole stands still in front of, hey, there you are, hello, tweedaloo, stands in front of a bunch of fucking hay, boink, boink, I totally stick my thumb up your butt, while a song is playing, thank you, what, no, thank you, front row just is so sad, I'm a lonely, hi, yep, none of this is gonna stop me from getting indicted, oh boy, what can I do, oh sad, it's sad, sad. Yay, okay, so good. Is the song over yet? I don't know. Wow, the audio is, like, off. I don't remember their name, but whoever this person who just endorsed me before the thing, that, they're amazing, according to you, I don't know. You can't, they're one of the most respected politicians anywhere, and you can't even bring their fucking name up? Yeah, it was Kim Jong-un, just in case anybody was wondering. I'm in America. He's got that weird David Carradine smile these days, which is... Why the audio split? This is so annoying. The clip audio is cutting out. It's very weird with me because it's actually, I'm hearing it off kilter. All right, hold on one second. Let me see if I can remedy this. I'm sorry about this, guys, because I'm on the road and it's always an issue, as we do. Now, let's see. What could it put? Maybe the caster one is showing up. Let's go to here. And then go to, I'm trying one more thing because I'm crazy like that. Go to here. Input is what? That's this thing. And then, I don't know if I'll be able to hear it. Hold on.
Adele, please, sir. Don't say Adele. Say Adele, and you got it. I wouldn't get that wrong for it.
I got it wrong, and I'm saying it again. Okay, hold on. Let me see if this is playing. Is this playing through? Hold on.
It's not even a...
Nope. Okay. God damn, he sounds awful. Okay, so this... Let's see if I choose this as sound output. What the hell? Okay, let's see if this goes through. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, try again. Hold on. Let's try this guy. No, no. Okay, I've got to use this guy. It's the only one that's going to work. I know it. Use this device for sound output. Excellent. Now we'll see if we can hear...
It's a big crowd on such short notice.
No, hold on. Give me 1 second.
We're going to do another one.
Oh, God, that's terrible. Hold on 1 second. See if this does it. It might be a little weird. Okay. Did you guys hear that? Was that remotely clear? It was all right? Sorry, there's always a delay, and then I fix it, and then it gets all weird, and then it goes out again. Sorry. All right, there we go. Hold on 1 second. Let's we'll back up a split second where he gropes the lady, and then hopefully it might be a little quiet. Okay, it's working for you guys. Okay. All right. That seems like... It's bouncing again. Yeah, it's super weird. Okay, 1 second. Let me try something else, and then we will do this. Use this device for sound output. Input. Okay. Now, the trick will be... Okay, hold on. Then I have to switch this. And then change the thing to the properties. This is always fun to do. Okay. It's shit. I'm sorry. It's I'm working on it, kids. I really am. Okay, let's see if I can. Just gonna let the audio play until I find something that...
Well, thank you very much, and
now you guys.
we're going to discuss a little thing about caucus.
That's when you hear double me, and that's a terrible thing. And then you hear that. I just don't hear it. So then I have to set my thing on headphones or something. You can hear them. Now there's an echo. All right. Whatever I did before. The problem is I did like 3 things before. And the other one that I could hear, you guys could hear it, but I couldn't hear it. So that's the rough part.
Even the palm trees don't make a difference.
So weird. Beg your pardon, everybody. I'm trying my best. Okay.
He gets a lot of them.
So you guys hear it pretty well now. Okay. That worked. You guys, that sounded okay? I gotta wait for the chat to catch up when I hear you guys. Now all I gotta do is make it... Clip's echoing. The clip was echoing. That's okay. It'll take a second for me to catch up to where you guys are. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's why.
See him in 60 minutes?
Hold on. I've been looking at the wrong thing. Hold on 1 second. That's gonna fix it. Hold on. Now, go to this guy, choose properties, switch that to monitor on. Oh, it might work. Oh, it might work. Hold on. Wish me luck. Okay, almost. Not quite. But we go to sound. Then I pick my headphones. And Nope. Okay, hold on. uh, Wait, we're so close. We're so close. Might actually work.
That you'll do this and this, and he goes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it true? They don't treat me that way on 60 Minutes, I want to tell you.
Wow. It worked. I got audio. I think it's okay. Hold on. I think obviously I have to wait for you guys to catch up, but I think did it sound okay? It sounded okay on my end. That was it? Okay, good. Whew. See, I can fix anything. Give me long enough. It'll be the video drifts, but who gives a shit? It's not like he makes sense anyways. So right now what he's saying is that Biden wouldn't know what state he's in because Trump is nervous at this point. Just so you know, Trump is aware that his mind is fading, like any older person. The problem is his ego makes it worse because I got news for you, folks. Any of you who has a child knows that you've had a child who's walked into a room and forgot why they were in there, and then they left and came back, and they're like, I don't remember why I came in. I was going to get something, I forgot, or they forgot where they left something or whatever. It's exactly the same when you're older, except when you're older, you're like, oh God, my brain is failing. When you're a kid, you're just like, I forgot. But when you're old, you're like, I forgot because I'm old. When you're old and an egomaniac, you get really nervous. So this asshat is very nervous at any, regular even brain farts scare the living shit out of him. And so he's also petrified when he watches Biden have one, or anybody else for that matter, that he's like, it doubles the experience for him. So it's my internet connection. You very well may be right, because I am in a hotel and the internet connection here is, what's the word? Ass. So forgive me. If today's show sucks, I'll try and just charm my way through it. And if this clip becomes the problem, I have a couple of other clips and maybe shorter form ones because this is a large file and it's probably buffering a lot more than other things. We'll make up for it. So
it's a little bit different, but we like it the way we have it, right?
Yes. It's a little bit different, but we like it the way we have it, right? And that's how you respond in a situation where you were just making fun of someone not knowing where they are. You say a sentence that makes no fucking sense. Watch this.
Even the palm trees don't make a difference. You know, see these palm trees? It's wonderful to be in. It's wonderful.
The line would be, even the hay bales wouldn't make a difference because you're in front of giant fucking bales of hay. There are no palm trees, dickhead. This is his worry. Again, it's always projection with this asshole. He anytime he leaves Florida for anywhere other than Texas, he shits his pants. Yeah, I know what you're saying. He shits his pants all the time. You know what I mean?
To be in Florida and you're in Iowa. He gets a lot of them mixed up. If that ever happened to me, it would be over. Did you see him on 60 Minutes last night? The questions? Isn't it true that you really like Israel a lot and that you'll do this and this? And he goes, yes. Isn't it true? They don't treat me that way on 60 Minutes, I want to tell you. It's a little bit different, but we like it the way we have it, right? And you should go and, sit down. I don't want you to stand here for 45 minutes, right? Although it's not a bad idea. I'd rather have it stand right here because having your endorsement is such a great honor, and I just want to thank you.
He's like tired of having her stand on stage next to him, so he's telling her to go sit down.
Okay? Thank you, Ben. Again, thank you.
Great honor. Thank you.
Have a good time.
Have a good time. And again, I don't know who this person is. I suppose we could roll back and look at her statement before when she was introduced at this fucking thing. But why? Why can't you say her name?
You keep her up here the whole time, right?
Who? Keep who? Keep. If her endorsement is so big, why aren't you name dropping her every second? He sells her like it's fucking Nelson Mandela, but he's like, Nelly. I call him Nelly. The person is over here. It's so great to have you. Oh boy.
Because having that endorsement is very meaningful to me.
Of who? Of who?
and to everybody. It's a very respected. That's a very respected person.
Who is very respect? Who the what? Say her fucking name. Say it. I don't. This is I don't even give a shit at who she is, but I think that's hilarious. He literally he's struggling right now to just remember her name. It's amazing. Yes, it's true. As the chat Schmoopy points out in the chat room that is not hay behind Trump. That is leftover hair from his comb over, just from his shower drain, right?
But I also thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I also want to thank. We have some great friends here.
Oh boy.
We have State Representative Bobby Kaufman. Where's Bobby? Where's Bobby? Bobby, thank you, Bobby. What a job there.
By the way, there is almost no one at this gathering.
Mike.
This is hardly, you can tell, you can hear individual claps. Just saying.
Sexton, Mike.
See, hear that? You can make out individual hands.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Her name is Anastasia Beaverhausen. Quit it.
Good job. State Senators Tim Crayenbrink. Thank you, Tim. These are all people that endorse. People that don't endorse, we don't have them. Now they're all calling, the sanctimonious bomb. He bombed. He doesn't like ethanol, he doesn't like Social Security, and he doesn't like Medicare. Other than that, he's doing quite well, right? Brad's on, Brad.
Most of the Republicans there want to get rid of Social Security and Medicare, by the way. They think it's socialism. Seriously, it is one of the only remaining raison d'etres of the Republican Party is to get rid of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
With Brad. He was the first. Come on, Brad. Come on. Get up here, Brad. Fast. Come on. He was the first one in the whole country to endorse me.
I thought that was Jeff Sessions.
I didn't even know I was running. Come here. You want to say something? Come on, go ahead.
Is he on?
Hi there. I play the you might recognize me from episodes of Columbo or Criminal Minds or Murder, She Wrote. I play the red herring most of the time. I'm the husband of the woman who's disappeared. And it's great to be here as well. Also, you might recognize me from ads on how to deal with your timeshare.
For what? Yay!
Oh dear. Run that by me again.
You want to say something? Come on, go ahead.
Go, Brett, go.
Is he awesome or what? Yay! The next President of the United States, and I'm honored to be the first person to endorse you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. You bet.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks for coming up and having just kind of one of those campaign-ending blurts. Why don't you go, yeah, while you're at it? Yay! Is he great? Yay! Brett Favre look-alike, yeah. Is Brett Favre if he's fell asleep on the beach?
Marlboro Man. He looks like the Marlboro Man to me. He could do anything. But it's true. He endorsed.
It's easier than remembering his name. Kind of like what's her name who endorsed him, who's huge.
Before I even ran, he said, "There's a guy in New York that'd be great. We got to get him, Trump." And not too long after that, we announced. So he was definitely our first endorsement and a great, wonderful guy. And these people have been there with me from the beginning. And another one that's been here, and he's a terrific person, a great football player, by the way, Matt Whitaker, who's around someplace.
A great football player.
Thank you, Matt.
By the way, just for the record, I don't want to spend too much time on this asshat today, but whenever Trump says something about sports, he's a great football player, he's a coach or whatever, understand Trump doesn't give a fuck about team sports. He's a golf guy. He brings it up because he believes that low rent Midwestern saps like sports. And therefore, if you pretend to like the local sports team, it's a good way to suck up, just for the record.
He's a very, very loyal and wonderful man. He's been a wonderful man.
He has been a wonderful man for about 6 weeks now. I don't know what he was before that. I mean, maybe he was a gopher.
And he's got a very special person looking down on him, because a very special person who passed away.
This fucker. The guy's dead wife, is that, or is, all right.
Long ago is looking down on Matt, and Matt is amazing. I mean,
Matt is amazing. Just ask his dead wife, who's looking down from the sky.
What you have to go through. But I just want...
What you have to go through when you have a dead wife? What the fuck? First of all, I can't remember the name of the woman who's the greatest endorsement anybody could ever hope for in the history of politics. And now he can't remember Whitaker's dead wife or mom or dad or whoever the shit. It's Suzanne Summers. No, it isn't. And by the way, bless her heart. It was sad to see her go. But fucking A.
Thank you, and that's true.
Him trying, like, empathy on, like, a pair of ill-fitting shoes is so embarrassing.
That person, you know who we're talking about.
No, I don't.
Looking down on you and proud of his father, okay?
Oh my God, it's his dead kid? And you can't remember his name? Jesus Christ, that's even worse. It's even worse. You didn't write down his name, did you? That's just fucking awful. He's not even gonna try. What was the kid's name? Fucking, I should have written it down. Danny, Dave, Rick, Sam. Fuck. Daughter. Shit. Oh, God. Honestly, my skin hurts with embarrassment. That is so unbelievably fucked up. What an asshole.
And here today...
He's just blowing by it. Not even gonna, your kid, the dead kid who's looking at God he's not even gonna bother. He's just moving on.
We're really talking about commit to caucus. Do you ever hear that expression? Don't forget, you have the caucus, and you're first in the nation because of a certain person named Trump. Don't let anyone tell you it was somebody else. Now, the people I introduced, they're pushing me very hard.
Jesus.
But we decided to do that, and we wanted to do it, and we did.
What, commit to caucus?
And I made that promise to you a long time ago. You'll never be anywhere else but exactly where you are. First.
Yes. Some people want to move Iowa to Puerto Rico, but I won't let it happen.
Nation. Exactly 91 days. Can you imagine? 91 days. Are you ready? Are you ready? Wow.
Wow.
You know, we had a very bad thing happen in the last election, and I said...
Yeah, you ran again.
Either...
If the Republicans had run somebody else, you might have... Scary as it was, the party might have had a shot. But thank God you're in the lead this time, too, because nothing will capsize the Republican Party and destroy any chance of them taking the White House again like this asshole running again. Last time... Biden ran from his basement during a fucking pandemic, and this time he's running on actually passing an infrastructure bill. Get out of here.
Flip it. We're going to get honest people, or we're going to just have to wait and do it. And we set a record. We did much better in the second one than we did in the first one. We set a record in votes. We got 12 million more votes. But just think of it. And I said, one way or the other, but the other, we have to wait 4 years. Now 4 years is down to 91 days before we start with the caucus. And we're going to have great success. We won, as you...
Great success.
We won the election twice by a lot in Iowa. And And it's not a Republican. I shouldn't be saying this, but it's not necessarily a guaranteed Republican deal here. You had other people win it. We won't mention their names, but they won. But we won it twice, and we won it by a lot. And I sounded very cocky. They said, please don't say that again, sir. I said, how the hell do I lose Iowa? I got $28 billion for the farmers, right? $28 billion. They said, sir, you shouldn't.
Yeah, how can I lose? I bribed them with Chinese money.
Take it for granted, I guess they would tell me. Please don't take it for granted, sir. It doesn't sound right. But I got $28 billion, so I'm taking it for granted. Who the hell? And the money came from China.
I know. You made an arrangement with Xi Jinping, and they devalued their currency so that they could pay these tariffs to help you stay in office because you scuttled TPP, and then you were going to build, I guess, Trump Tower Beijing afterwards because you actually believed their bullshit, but whatever.
You think getting $28 billion from China, because what they did to you is they took advantage of Iowa and the farm states, a very serious advantage for a long time, and I found out how much it was.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. The farmers were hurt because of the tariff fight he was having about other stuff. China imports 80% of its food. It needs everything it can get all the fucking time. It was the other trade tariffs that were affecting the farmers negatively because they could just sell their food to China or whoever. But because it was an across-the-board trade war, they were getting hurt. That's why they were getting hurt, because they could sell their stuff at a market price no matter what, just like oil. Food's necessary. It's all the other shit. He was trying to level out the trade deficit with China without taking into account at all the wholesale nature of goods, which is fucking impossible.
Said it's $28 billion, and we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. No other president took in 10 cents.
Which is just nonsense. It's just weird. He says that all the time. It's odd.
In hundreds of billions of dollars, and no president ever even asked him. No president would. Do you think Biden would say, the farmers in Iowa and Nebraska and different states,
wherever farmers are, I don't know,
Wisconsin, they got very, very badly hurt. And we think you should pay $28 billion. And I didn't do it exactly that way. I did it a little bit differently than that, but it was a very effective approach, obviously, because they paid you $28 billion. A lot of people in this room have big, beautiful tractors and extra land. I said, here's what you have to do. Just stick with me. We're going to make a great trade deal. Because, we did the USMCA. We did a lot of great things.
Which has nothing to do with, again, scuttling TPP which would have opened like 10 markets for American farm goods.
But the best deal was the deal I made with China, where they pay $50 billion. Originally it was $15 billion. The number.
By the way, no, they didn't. He's talking about phase one of the three-phase deal that never fucking happened. If you'll recall, one of the reasons why he dragged ass on COVID was because he wanted to finish his China trade deal, the phase one of that. Remember that? Okay. Even with all that, China only lived up to 13 billion of it, which they needed anyways. They bought less that year, largely because of shipping, but they never met their quota in that regard.
It was always 15. That was at their maximum. That's what they got. And I went to my people and I said, what's the number you're talking? They said 15. So they said 15. I said, oh, okay. So I thought they meant 50.
Hold on one second. Yes? Hold on one second. I am in a hotel room, kids. Talk amongst yourselves. Towels? Yeah. Thanks. Gracias. Dos grandes toallas. Yeah, thank you.
No more?
No, thank you.
¿Va a extender? No?
All good.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know how to say 2 large towels in Spanish. Rather than have them come in and actually clean them. I'm just saying.
In other words, I misunderstood him. I started telling everybody I'm going to get you 50. They said, sir, it's 15. I said, it's too late. I've already said it. No, I said,
Oh my God. He's admitting they said 15, he said 50. So that it was always enormous bullshit. Maybe this is him trying to walk this back.
me 50. We want 50. They went back. They said, we have to have 50. He's not going to take less than 50. And they got it. We got it.
No, they didn't.
So think of that one.
No, they didn't.
It says something wrong with my hearing. What's going on over here? I thought they said 50. Actually, that turned out to be a very good thing. And it was a great deal. But then COVID came, and that was a whole new ballgame. I sort of I don't even talk about that deal, but that was one of the greatest deals.
No, it wasn't. It never happened. It wasn't going to happen. That was why it was phase one. Never mind. This is so fucking stupid. Even rehashing this stuff is embarrassing.
And, the one thing is you have to have a president that knows how to push it. I'd go to the office.
What? Push what? Push people to not get a vaccine? Push people to go out in public during a pandemic?
Day, and I'd say, how's China?
Push people to shove a light bulb up their ass and drink bleach?
Are they buying? Because they have to buy it. And with me, they bought. With Biden, they're not buying like they're supposed to be buying. They're so.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been paying attention lately, but the entire Chinese economy has cratered. They're not buying a whole lot of anything right now. I don't know if anybody doesn't matter. Okay.
Letting it sleep a little bit. They're going to other countries to curry favor.
Curry favor. That's one of my favorite versions of curry. I like barbecue favor myself, but
pretty soon we'll have them buying again, won't we? We'll have them.
Yeah, but those Chinese will be buying up our everything.
But still, I say that the economy basically is just running on our firms. We had the greatest.
On our what? The economy's running on our what?
But pretty soon we'll have them buying again, won't we? We'll have them buying again. But still, I say that the economy basically is just running on our firms. We had the greatest economy.
On our firms. I see. Yeah, the economy is running on our firms. I see. Just firms. Sure.
History. And the only reason we're doing.
Also, by the way, if the economy is running on, quote, the fumes of the Trump administration, then what was all that talk last year about we really are in a recession and it's a terrible recession and everything is bad and it's so bad and it's all crashing? And also, if we're running on those fumes but we're in hell, are these the fumes of hell or?
Okay now, and it's not very good. It's heading south very fast. Gasoline just hit $5.50 a gallon. You saw that. We were at $1.87.
Yeah, there's stuff going on in the Middle East. I don't know if anybody's noticed. Here's a good idea. How about we speed up the transition to electric cars and hybrids? Also, by the way, on a side note, if I may, the Biden administration, because they seem to be following me around and bugging my room and any idea that I have, they seem to, 3 days later, they're like, hydrogen. They've through the process of a couple of through the Inflation Reduction Act and some other stuff, they are investing in 3 hydrogen facilities in the country, and they're going to break ground probably in the next 6 months or something like that. Once that's rolling, don't even get me started on if we have cars that run on hydrogen, because that's that. Fuck off. You'll never hear from the Middle East again. And everybody who's like, I don't like waiting for a car to charge, hydrogen would solve that. Just say it.
We're actually lower than that at some points, but it just hit $5, $5.50 in California.
And yet people are still driving and doing shit. It's amazing. It's almost like business is thriving. It's weird in spite of it.
$7 and $8. So here we go again. Here we go again with this guy. But I told you, buy larger tractors and more land. Remember when I was negotiating with China, it took a while, but the farmers were very loyal. They didn't say, oh, what's he doing? Because for a while, I said, you're going to suffer for a little while. It's like called a good negotiation. But I said that to the farmers, and they said,
Yeah, I had a big meeting with the farmers.
whatever it is, I'll never forget. I watched a show. Are you angry with President Trump? He said, no, he's doing the right thing. It's going to take pain. And it was painful for about 6-7 months. Remember, they took away, they didn't buy anything.
There you go. Thanks for putting in their bike shop. Yeah, the three ones they just added. Pop Science U.S. will build 7 regional hydrogen hubs to spark clean energy transition. October 16, 2023. Very exciting.
They were like, they purposely didn't buy anything. But the farmers stuck. All they wanted was a flat, nice, even playing field. They didn't want anything. And I tell the story where I had 28 or 32 farmers at the Oval Office.
Yeah, it's great. It's exciting. It's a great story. Hold on one second. I'm going to lower the quality of this video so that it might be smoother. I don't know if that'll help us at all, but we'll see.
So we were talking, and I said, I'm going to get you subsidy, and we're going to get this and that. And one of them looked at me, speaking for the whole group, said, sir, we don't want subsidy. We just want a level playing field, and we're better than anybody else in the world. And that's what I got you.
Right. Because soybean to soybean, you can really taste the difference. What he said was, we just want to be able to sell our stuff.
And not a lot of people say that. You know, to be honest with you, not a lot of people say that to me. Usually, if I say subsidy, it's fine. They'll take it any way you give it to them. But
he means Elon Musk.
Didn't want that. They just wanted a level playing field. I never forgot that meeting. I thought it was incredible.
And by the way, if that guy was talking about that, he was not talking about, he's mixing up the China deal versus USMCA, because they want a level playing field in theory with Canada. My camera's there we go. Because there are a lot of tariffs on Canadian goods, quite frankly, because we're so much bigger as a market and as a producer that we would swamp everything that they make. Like Wisconsin by itself would swamp the entire dairy industry in Canada and leave them without one. So they have to put tariffs on to guarantee that they still maintain some level of dairy industry in case, God forbid, something happens. And then they're like, oh, we just figured we'd always be able to buy it from those guys. And then it goes away, which when it comes to things like food is stupid.
We're going to win for Iowa and the Iowa caucuses. We're going to have a historic landslide. We want to start off really strong with that. And that's an important, right? That's an important event. It's going to be a very important event. People are...
Yeah, so you're saying it's an important event. It's important, this event? Is it? Just checking.
They're saying maybe, we're up like 60 points on DeSanctimonious and all these other people, Bird Brain. No, we're up like 60 points. So they're saying maybe, just maybe we can do something. If we could do something in Iowa, maybe we could change the tide. But every week we go up in Iowa. We're already at a level. You can't go up too much higher.
Right, largely because people in Iowa are increasingly not identifying as Republicans. But
the scale breaks, right? But we're doing great here, and we're going to always do great here. I think.
Yeah, doing great. It's great. It's super great.
Believe that. I really believe it.
Say maybe again, motherfucker. Say maybe again.
In November, we're going to do something. We're going to make America great again. You see what's happening to our country.
Yeah, if you notice, I wrote down November, make America. Not this November. Next November. There are 2 Novembers between now and then, but no.
You see what's happening in the Middle East. All that
I do see what's happening.
Stuff would never have happened.
No, Hamas would have just laid back if Trump was in office, because in the same way that just by they were so scared of him not letting out 5,000 Taliban fighters. Abdul was just scared to death.
Israel would never have been attacked. Ukraine would never have been attacked.
Gibberish.
Go back to Ukraine. It was attacked because of the incompetence of.
This is the. By the way, this is the theory that he floats. And he's alone in this, insofar as I can see. Some people on the right, like Bongholio and others, have tried to parrot this from him, which is the idea that they saw us leave Afghanistan and they're like, they're weak. They're leaving Afghanistan instead of adults who have some fucking brains going, oh shit, they're getting out of Afghanistan and they're not going to be wasting their money in Afghanistan. They're going to rebuild their military and shore up their military capabilities. If we're going to attack, we're running out of time.
Afghanistan, the way they move, I mean, Putin's looking back and he sees this guy that can't even put two sentences together.
Who manages to bring NATO together, though, stronger than it has ever been, and turn his 6-day war into over 300,000 dead Russians. Anyways, tell me again how Putin's sharpest attack.
They leave Afghanistan.
Jesus Christ.
The soldiers out first. No, but you don't take the soldiers out first. You take the
We didn't take the soldiers out first. Biden sent in 6,000 soldiers.
soldiers out last. The soldiers don't mind. They took the
Some of them do.
soldiers out first, and it was like a free-for-all. They left back $85 billion worth of brand new equipment. There was
Gibberish.
we rebuilt our whole military. We did a great job with that. We had fighter jets that were 48 years old. We rebuilt our military. How about being in a 48-year-old fighter jet flying around? You got to fight somebody in a brand new one. No, it's not.
This asshole thinks that the bombers are doing like speed maneuvers in the sky, and that the trainers that everybody are in, the F-16 trainers, for example, are the same ones they fly the F-22s in, because they're gray. What a fucking idiot.
Typically, it doesn't work that way. Typically, it doesn't work too well.
Typically.
But we rebuilt our military. We unfortunately gave $85 billion to the Taliban. And now Afghanistan, as you know, is one of the largest sellers of military equipment in the world.
Not sellers, regifters, I think is really what it is. I mean, they're basically the Poshmark of Afghan rifles. It's like that joke from fucking Full Metal Jacket. Like the Afghan soldiers, rifles for sale, never been fired and only dropped once.
So they got 700,000.
House members are nominating speaker candidates from Pete Aguilar, chair of the House Caucus, is expected to nominate House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Oh yeah, it'll be a good time.
Rifles and guns, 70,000 trucks and cars.
Trucks and cars.
Them armor plated, costing $1 million a piece.
No.
Armor plated for.
No. They're not $1 million Humvees. Fuck out of here. There aren't $1 million. What the fuck kind of does he think we're like dropping Bond cars?
Of steel, and you say, why did you leave it?
Why'd you leave it? You spent all that time welding plates to the bottom to protect yourself from IEDs, something you're not going to need anywhere else. Why would you leave them here? Because we shredded them and they were blown up or destroyed 8 years ago.
You leave it. We weren't leaving it. I said even take out the leather hangers. To make
the leather hangers.
Actually have leather. You think of plastic, but with the government they sort of get leather instead because they always go the most expensive route.
Get the fuck out of here! What are you talking about? The leather. I don't know. It sounds kinky. The leather hangers. The leather hangers. Oh, God. The leather hangers. I don't know, kind of dirty shit. No wonder that Islam hates the West. We bring all of our perversions. We call it, it's technically called a gimp hanger. Leather hangers. Because the government wants the finest stuff. What the fuck? No more leather hangers.
But the hangers, I said, I want every nut. I want every bolt.
shit. I don't know what he's talking about. You're all going, what is he talking about? The chat room is going, what is he talking about? I don't know. He doesn't know. Leather hangers. Is that one of those like swings that like couples that are trying to spice things up use? Never mind.
I want every screw that's laying on the ground. I want everything to
Why?
out. And one of them said to me, Millie, he said, sir, it would be cheaper if we left everything. I said, where does this guy come? Where does he come from? A brand new airplane cost $128 million.
Bullshit.
I said, you mean you think it's cheaper?
Okay, by the way, I've seen this clip, what he's about to say right here, I think. I mean, he said the same shit before. But let's be abundantly clear. He's about to mix up the cost of flying the plane itself and keeping the plane itself, which we kept all the big planes. That's why you saw footage of them leaving, right? With the difference between filling them up with gear that, by the way, we were going to leave for the Afghans, which at that point were still technically in existence, whether or not they were going to be able to fight or not. But the idea that our soldiers were going to go like disassemble fucking buildings and take guns out of the hands of the Afghans before we left, like, hey, good luck fighting the Taliban. They're coming. They'll be here in about an hour. Like, is just idiotic.
Than to fill it up with a little fuel, and fly it the hell out to, even if you just fly it to Pakistan, then
Yeah, just leave it in Pakistan. It'll be safe there.
get back home, or you fly it back home. Most of them can make that journey, right?
No. Again, this is a story he used to tell about filling shit up. Yeah, he's saying responsible for federal money by picking up screws. Yes, he wants to keep every bolt, every nut, every screw of buildings that were built for the Afghans. It's so stupid.
Oh, it's better to leave it there. I don't want to tell you what I had to go through with these people. Some of the dumbest people I've ever met in my life. But we have...
Who served in the military, by the way, and risked their lives for their country. Meanwhile, this motherfucker, Bone Spurs over here, is going to tell them that, no, what we want to do is have soldiers walk around a live fire battlefield as the Taliban are approaching with fucking, I don't know, magnets on the ends of sticks picking up screws and bolts off the fucking ground.
But you know what?
You take the soldiers out last because they're expendable. They signed up for this stuff. They're suckers and losers, right? Of course he believes in bringing them out last in that regard.
But our military is great. We had some of the most incredible. Don't forget, we defeated ISIS in...
Oh, did we? Oh, hey guys, did you hear? We did. Me, you, him. Yeah, we.
weeks, less. I was told it took 4 years, sir, maybe
If you don't want to kill civilians.
4 years. What, 4 years? And I went over to Iraq and I met with people and generals.
No. What he heard was it had been 4 years. They had been in this process for 4 years. And they were 70% through getting the caliphate. And he was like, fuck it, let's leave. He inverts this story all the time.
Sergeants, I met with everybody and I
Yeah, sergeants, Raising Cane.
said, what do you think? So we could do it in less than 4 weeks.
If we just stopped giving a shit about women and children.
And I said, they tell me 4 years.
No, they don't. They tell you it's been 4 years, and they're in the process of it.
Do it in less than 4 years. He's the one general, he was fantastic.
Raising Cane. Raisin, sir. Last name Cane. Really?
He said to me, sir, I'm just telling you, 4 weeks and we have time left over. And
Time left over for what? Killing more civilians?
said, well, I'm not getting the same stuff. Why is it that didn't work? Well, what they do is, I call them the television generals. They'd come over and they'd tell these guys what to do, and they'd do it. I said, but don't you say that you're not supposed to do that? I mean, we can do it much better. Sir, that's not our position. When the high rankers, they call them high rankers, come over from Washington, we do what they tell us to do.
The high rankers. Yeah, that's what they call them.
I said, so why is it so bad? Well, they want to use the one base that's very far away, and they didn't want to be, politically incorrect, so they didn't want to...
politically incorrect. You mean killing civilians. He means killing civilians.
Other bases that they had all over the place. And he said, sir, we can use those bases, and we'll hit them from the left, we'll hit them from the right, we'll hit them from the bottom, we'll hit them from the top. They won't know what the hell happened, sir. And that's what happened, and I got it knocked off. You know the longer version of the story, which is a cool story, but I won't bore you with it.
You're too late. Also, by the way, for the record, ISIS-K was responsible for the suicide bombing that happened during the Afghanistan evacuation. Just saying.
Only tell you.
Oh, thank you so much for the. Oops, hold on. For the Cash App. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. By the way, that over in that corner is the Cash App, and the thing I haven't even said. It's Hal Sparks Megaworldwide. You're watching the show, and I appreciate it. I just want to say that. Thank you. Hi. Sorry I didn't have a show yesterday. Travel hell, and I had parent-teacher conferences. I got priorities, folks.
That are.
You guys are come in after my kid. I'm sorry. I will say for the record, though, that my kid is getting straight A's. And I rewarded him by introducing him to 3 things that will probably interrupt that process, which, of course, is the miracle that is fart spray, a joy buzzer, and the old wind-up tea, which should be a part of any class clown's repertoire. And he's shown that he can manage to distractions enough to actually be a good student at the same time.
Military is amazing. It's amazing. We have the great military. And it's not going woke. It's not going. We're not going to have our military be woke, fellas, okay? You don't want to woke. You don't want to woke.
By the way, I didn't get to do my hair this morning. I'm sorry if it's a little crazy. But what's happening there with his head? What's the little car fender thing going there? That looks like somebody who fell asleep on the plane. That's what that looks like. As somebody who falls asleep on a lot of planes, yeah. Does my kid have a favorite subject? He's great at math. He's so good at math. It's so great.
Look, I don't think he wants a woke military.
Yeah, I don't know. You want a woke man? I just heard that word, and I think I say that word, and woke. I just woke up.
It's not going to go woke.
Yes, it won't woke, as the kids are saying today.
I'd like to have it woke, but we're not going to let that happen. But now we have death and destruction all over the planet because we have the worst and most incompetent president in the history of our country. He's incompetent.
It says it right here, incompetent.
Only good.
He's responsible for Russia attacking Ukraine and Hamas attacking Israel. Things that had never happened ever before until, well, Reagan broke up the USSR and about every 3 years in terms of Israel.
He's only good at weaponizing justice against political people. And
maybe maybe Hamas should run against him, and then he could weaponize the. Never mind.
Religious people, frankly, a lot of religious people. What a.
Tell us all about them. Tell us about the religious people.
Shame if they spent the same energy on defeating all of the enemies that we have. We have more enemies now. You know, we had all peace.
Yeah, we didn't have any enemies back then. Everybody liked us. Kim Jong-un, France hated us, and Germany was getting upset, and England, and the Czech Republic, and everybody else. But Belgium, fuck those people. But North Korea liked us, and that's important. That's the important thing.
You know that. Remember when crooked Hillary Clinton, which I don't call her that anymore because I'm using it. I call her beautiful Hillary, right? She's a beautiful woman. But remember when beautiful Hillary went out and she said, he'll cause war. Here's his personality. He'll cause war in our country. I said, no, I'll end war. And I was right. I didn't have any wars. I'm the only president in like 80 years that didn't have. Just
maintained them and increased. Basically, took the troops in Syria out and moved and gave a base to Russia and left the Kurds to fend for themselves and sent those troops to Saudi Arabia to act as human shields for gas refineries.
I got rid of ISIS. We won ISIS. We beat ISIS.
No, apparently not.
The things nobody can believe, but we didn't start a war. They started wars in the Middle East that they never finished. They blew the place.
Also, for the record, Biden has not started a war anywhere. And he ended the Afghan war. Biden didn't make Russia attack Ukraine. Biden didn't make Hamas attack Israel. And our support for them doesn't include American boots on the ground. So this forever war horseshit that you're hearing from Tankies and RFK Jr. and this fuckwad is a bunch of hooey.
You know, it's obliterated, then they left with nothing. I used to say, don't start a war, but if you're going to have it, like with Iraq, keep the oil. Do you remember I used to say that?
Yes, that would be a war crime. That would just be raiding. If you're going to start a war, keep the resource. Why not the women too, dum-dum? Why don't you just mine adrenochrome from the spines of the children while you're at it?
As a civilian, I was like you. I was watching people.
Dumb, you mean? I was a civilian like you. I was a dumb okie.
I'd say keep the oil. They have hundreds of billions. Iraq has tremendous amounts of oil right now.
Right, it's theirs. Yeah, we didn't actually, I mean, while the rest of us were like, no war for oil, this asshole was like, is there another reason?
Keep the oil. And they didn't keep the oil. They kept nothing. We went in, lost a lot of lives, bombed the hell out of the place. I mean, what?
Deposed Saddam Hussein and Uday and Qusay, and now they have a functioning government, and as ugly as it is a completely different country than it was under Saddam Hussein, which is scaring the living shit out of Iran, which is part of the reason why they've been building up Hezbollah and Hamas and looking at Israel as an outpost of Western society, which it isn't, but whatever.
And there, you know, you had, I don't know if you know, just to quickly. So
yeah, just please wrap it up.
Thousands of years, you had Iran and Iraq, and they were actually almost equal. And they'd fight each other, fight. That's all they do is fight, you know?
Right, and now Iraq is closer to a democracy and actually has a functioning government, and Iran is what?
Fight. And they'd come to a stalemate, then they'd rest for a few years, then they'd come back and they'd fight. This fifth.
This is the fifth. I agree. I mean, who can argue with that?
And they'd fight each other, fight. That's all they do is fight, you know? Fight. And they'd come to a stalemate, then they'd rest for a few years, then they'd come back and they'd fight. This fifth.
Yeah, and this is fifth. Fucking hell. And did the fifth. I think that's pretty. Please no one turn on closed captions while I'm doing this clip, because your computer will melt. Is this fifth? By the way,
and they fight.
If anybody, if this is moving too fast for you and you're not what you would call a history buff, and the details are coming in too fast and furious, maybe slow the whole thing down to like a quarter speed, because it's a lot of information coming in, like at Jewish laser beam speed.
The fight. That's all they do is fight. You know, fight. And they come to a stalemate, then they'd rest for a few years, then they'd come back and they'd fight. This fifth forever under different names.
And this fifth forever. Shit.
But basically, you had this group, and they'd fight.
Yeah, basically. They have this group, and they fight. Okay. I don't like you, Saddam Hussein. Oh, well, I'm Sunni and you're Shia. Or you are Shia and I'm Sunni. No, I'm Sunni, or later you're going to eat Shia. I like it. And we're fighting all the time. And then this could go fifth. This fucker is using his fists to describe the Iraq and Iranian Okay, so one side is like these guys, and these guys, motherfucker. This is so bad. Oh my God, this is so stupid. And the fifth.
We went in, we obliterated Iraq.
No, we did not.
They had a natural barrier. They were exactly the same militarily. I mean, they would literally, sometimes your line would move 10 feet this way, 10 feet this way.
No, they didn't. The borders didn't change. They were attacking each other as countries. 10 feet this way, 10 feet. God damn, this is dumb.
For many, many centuries, actually. And then we came in and we brilliantly...
No, not many centuries. First of all, oh God. Until Gertrude Bell made maps of on behalf of the British, and I guess technically the French as well, of the Middle East, there were no borders. There were territories, and people would go, I think the country ends right over there. And that was last century. That was 80, fucking 90 years ago. Maybe 110, something like that at this point, depending on the process. What a fucking idiot.
Just absolutely pulverized Iraq and Saddam Hussein, remember?
Who? I don't remember. I don't know. You put your fists up again. I'm losing. Which side are we on?
And now we have one power instead of two. The two powers kept each other in check. That's called nature.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's called nature. Yes, we had the cobra and we had the mongoose. And we obliterated the mongoose. And all we have is cobra now. What the fuck? This asshole thinks that Iraq and Iran are natural enemies. Put aside just the fucking racism of that in and of itself. But the idea that you would somehow... No. We shouldn't help those people become more democratic. Because if we do, of course, who will randomly attack these other people?
Well, the way it is, but it's a shame. What's happened is a shame.
No, it isn't. Saddam Hussein not being in power is not a shame. You can have your issues with the Iraq War. I certainly did. But the fact that we didn't take the oil is a good thing. Jesus.
And Iran is behind this. In case anybody, they don't like to say it because they gave him $6 billion. I heard the trade. I said, finally, we make a trade that's even. Because usually we make a trade where, trade of hostages. By the way, I did 58 hostages. We never paid 10 cents because it's a horrible precedent.
By the way, the $6 billion didn't go anywhere. It's frozen. Nice job, Hamas.
But I'd always see where they make a trade where, we get 2 people and they get 10 people and stuff like that. I mean, the trade with Russia was a tough trade.
It's almost as if we value human life more than they do. Isn't that weird?
World's #1 arms merchant. They call him the merchant of death. They got them. Then we got one person. And then we didn't even get the other gentleman out. They wouldn't even give us the other gentleman. These are the worst negotiators.
The other gentleman. Who's that guy? I mean, the guy who was in Russia the entire time you were president?
But I heard this one, 5 for 5. We get 5, you get 5. And I was happy. Then I said, and also the United States will give them $6 billion. I said, that doesn't seem, we get 5, they get $6 billion. It's,
Yeah. So what you're saying is that human life isn't priceless. And that Americans held unjustly in Iranian prisons are not worth the releasing of funds that will only be used through vendors to purchase food and medical supplies. Because Oh, by the way, in the chat room, everybody's noting that Jim Jordan is losing the vote for speaker.
That's nothing compared to what they did, really, because what they did is much worse than that, because we wouldn't allow other countries to buy their oil. We said, if you want to buy their oil, you can, but you can't do business in the United States. That included China.
No, it didn't. He gave China a waiver for over a year, and then he turned it off because people caught him.
And in addition to that, anything you sell to us, we're going to tariff you like at 100%. So everybody said, well, we didn't buy.
Meanwhile, buy gold.
So they were broke. If you look at Iran in my last couple of years, they were broke, and they were ready to make a deal. We would have made a good deal for them, for everybody. They would have been happy.
Why? How would they would have been happy? You would have given them more of Israel?
Okay.
How? How do you make a group like that happy? The Iranian people would be happier under a Western-style democracy. As a matter of fact, the transition of Iran to a democracy will be quicker and stronger, and require less of a sort of personality change by the general electorate than Iraq was.
Would have been happy, and we would have made a deal. We just want one thing: we want no nuclear weapons, and we don't want them to have a nuclear weapon.
Right. That's why we had a nuclear deal, and you scuttled that, and they went, "Oh, okay. If they could scuttle it at any time, what is their deal worth? Fuck it."
And they are now weeks away from having a nuclear weapon.
No, they are not.
And these guys don't even talk about it. And once,
by the way, it's constantly part of the conversation.
you have a nuclear weapon, you're not going to be able to even discuss anything with them. They won't even take your phone call. It's so sad because we had them at a point where we could have made any deal I wanted. They were broke. They had no money.
All they had were the capabilities to make nuclear weapons, the free reign to do so because the nuclear deal had been scuttled, and funds and material support from Russia. And God knows they don't know how to make a nuclear weapon.
In all fairness, China didn't buy anything.
Bullshit.
Almost any country they didn't buy, because if they bought, we wouldn't have allowed. We told them, you won't do any business. Most of them do a big business in the United States.
Big business.
No business, and we're going to tariff anything you put in. We're going to tariff at 100%. So they stopped buying. And if you look at the oil from 3-4 years ago, they weren't selling anything, and they were, they had no money.
Yeah, if you'll recall, Iran had no money a few years ago, during COVID, when no one had any money and no one was doing anything.
We're willing to talk, and we talked, and they would have made a deal that would have been great for us, and it would have been good for the world, would have been good for them. But then these people came in a very bad way. They came in, and they didn't even pick that up. They didn't pick it up, and immediately they started selling to China. China's buying millions and millions and millions of barrels of oil, and their ships are all over the place. It's incredible to see, and they've become very wealthy. They have over $100 billion now, think of it. So the $6 billion is a lot, but the $6 billion is sort of easy to say because it's so easy to understand, but the oil thing is far worse. Because by allowing them, they took off the sanctions. They still have the sanctions on, but they don't enforce them. Because the sanctions I see in these countries, sanctions are worthless if you
By the way, he means waivers, and these are the same waivers he gave them.
have a leader that's going to enforce them.
1953 coup d'etat funded by the CIA. No, that was MI6, and they tried to loop the CIA into it. Also, what the Iranians were trying to do, to basically seize the oil industry after the deal they had made with the Brits to extract it was just fucked up. Can we all not pretend that all that shit happened during modern society, where you could call somebody on the phone, much less, you're or text someone, or computers could monitor things today, and understand that was an entire industry and setup that was done by telegraph and fucking snail mail?
They don't enforce the sanctions that I put on, and they're making a fortune, and they want to come into the...
He didn't enforce the sanctions.
When you see what they say, if you do anything here or anything there, we will come in.
That's his read of Biden saying to Hezbollah, anyone who's, who's thinks that they should try anything towards Israel right now, don't. Remember the don't statement? Yeah, this is his brain's addled interpretation of that.
And they have a very big army. They have a lot of people, a lot of men, a very big military.
My mama, she made coffee and cake and everything.
And it's very sad when I look at this. This is something that would have never happened. Not even a thought. Israel wouldn't have been attacked. You wouldn't have lost all the people that have been lost. And unfortunately, a lot of people are going to be lost into the future.
A lot of people are going to be lost into the future. I don't know if you know this, but in the future, people are going to live and die. Yep.
Both sides. And it's a very, very sad thing to see. And it's gross incompetence on behalf of Biden and this crime family of people.
This crime family of people. Well, at least he's not dehumanizing them, I guess.
Crime family.
I wrote crime family. It says crime family right here. It's big on Fox News. They say crime family a lot. And you guys clap like fucking harbor seals when you say crime family. So I'll say crime family.
All because of a rigged election, too. Don't kid yourself. And you can say it any way you want. But you look at the numbers. I wish I had a judge that would look at the numbers. It was a rigged election. But now.
No, it wasn't.
Do it again.
Yes, you're going to lose again.
We're going to do it again. They say.
You mean lose? Yes, you're going to lose again. You're going to lose the popular vote for the third time, and you're going to lose the election for the second time.
Forget. You can't forget. If you forget, it's going to happen again. We're never going to let.
Really? Is that you should mention that to the Israelis?
Happen again. So you can't forget. You have to learn from history.
Do you? Got to learn from history. Well, you lost last time. What'd you learn from that?
Learn from history. You're a fool.
Uh-huh.
So
I guess it depends on what lesson you're taking from it.
For Israel, like no president ever before, recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital, which is.
Gee, it's almost as if Hamas came up with this whole rope-a-dope scheme right after that fucking happened.
Big deal.
Is he lost 12 votes now? Jordan's lost 12? Oh, it's so great. Womp, fuckity womp. By the way, my headphones are dying, so I'm going to have to switch out my headphones in 1 second. So if I have to pause, I will.
And even recognized Israel's sovereignty over the Golan Heights, something that they never even thought. We gave them that. And when I left, Iran was weak and desperate, and they wanted to do, and Joe Biden came along.
I left them weak and desperate, which is exactly how you want murderous psychopaths.
Just made them so happy. I wonder if he gets a deal from them, too, like he does from everyone else. You think? So I think there's a substantial chance. I mean, I would say that's. But we stand with Israel.
He thinks there's a substantial chance that Hunter Biden worked on the board at Hamas Inc.
Something's going to happen that I don't know. I look at the level of.
Well, it's going to be good. He's freeballing it right now. So this is. He's either going to get bizarrely, idiotically specific and totally miss the mark and say something that's complete gibberish, or realize he's in way over his fucking head and bail out on any specifics.
Right now, and that didn't exist 3 years ago. It didn't exist because they didn't have the cards. Now they have a lot of the cards, and
they do have a lot of the cards. That's true. They've got the two of diamonds.
A very, very, very bad thing. I've been telling you for the last year, and did you ever hear the expression, Trump was right about everything?
Oh my God. Yeah, people use it ironically.
If you look back, I mean, I don't want to brag here, but I've been right about everything.
No, I'm like, you can tell I got a bit of a head cold because I burned myself to the ground singing this weekend. And I'm recovering. I'm okay. I will say for the record, though, I've tried everything. And the light bulb up the ass did not work at all. It really didn't. I started, and maybe it's because I didn't start with a full-size bulb. I started with like the little old-fashioned Christmas lights. And you know what the thing about those things is you can't really check to see if they're actually lighting up. And then I moved on to that or whatever. And I have not, I haven't drank bleach. I'm not about to, but I suppose I maybe have to follow the instructions fully. But
Right about everything.
no, I don't know if you know this, but COVID did not go away with the sunshine.
I mean, Putin, and I got along well with
Right, because you both have a wanton disregard for human life and an oligarchical view of the world.
fake news media back there. They would say,
There are none. It's this is RAV and RSBN is there and your own campaign. CNN is not covering this fuckwad.
oh, it's terrible that he got along. Well, he's got a lot of nuclear warheads and, getting along. But I got along very well with him. He would have never done it for a lot of reasons. Number one, I said, you can't do it, Vlad. Because if you do it, you're going to get hit so hard. Oh.
Bullshit. Okay, you're going to get so hard. Like, he's using the exact same bullshit story about Abdul with Vladimir Putin. Go away. Stop it. Stop. He did not, in any way, none of this came up. He didn't even care. There's no, first of all, they were in Ukraine the entire time and fighting, and they just expanded that area. They went further. It's not like he got him out. Oh, God.
I don't want to tell you what I said in terms of where he's getting hit, but
I'm guessing in the butthole, I suppose. I mean, where else is he afraid of? He's short. He's homophobic. He's probably scared that it'll feel nice, and then he won't know how to feel about himself if it does. And so I would guess I'm going to go with butthole.
And he said, no way. I said,
way.
Way. No way. No way.
And he said, dude. And I said, sweet. And he said, what does yours say? And I said, dude. And he said, sweet.
Honestly, he didn't believe me, but he...
Right. Why? Because you were blowing him at the time?
Give me 10%. That was enough. That was enough. He would have never gone in. And, we got along, but he would have never gone in on that. But, where he also wouldn't have gone in, I had oil at $40 a barrel. Now it's $100 a barrel, and it was even $115 when he really started this thing. He was making so much money because the oil...
And it's weird. It's continued to go down.
...was far greater than the cost of a war, believe it or not.
By the way...
I think war is, so expensive, and it is.
It is. It's kind of expensive.
And now oil is...
By the way... his hair right now, the worst I've ever seen it. Because that right there, that shiny thing right there, that's his head. Yeah. Like this is the flat spot on the top and the little fucking car fender thing happening around his shoulder. And then the comb over gap right here. Yikes.
Getting ready to hit another roll.
Look at that. Look at that right now. That is the sign of an old man who's given up.
High. And so it's very hard. So that Biden, by stopping all of the energy coming out, he wants...
He didn't stop all of the energy coming up. The Keystone pipeline still exists. The Keystone XL was shut down, and it's for Canadian oil, not ours. Fuck off.
Put windmills all over the place, and he wants to do things that are very expensive.
Uh-huh. You don't think in the early days of oil, think it might have been expensive before they figured out how to improve efficiency? You don't think for a while? Expensive not just in financial terms, but in the cost of human life. And then they got better at it. Okay. And now new versions of stuff. You might, all right.
He doesn't want any petroleum. He doesn't want any petroleum product. And
well, I mean, Vaseline, obviously. Otherwise, how are we going to hit Vladimir Putin?
He doesn't want oil and gas, although he's taking it from Venezuela. Did you see that? Venezuela was supposed...
No. They got a waiver too to sell it on the market. That doesn't mean we're buying it, fuckwad.
The enemy. When I left, I think we would have taken.
And Venezuelan was not our enemy. They were simply like a corrupt sanctioned regime. We weren't at fucking war with Venezuela. I'm good, thank you. No, thank you.
Now all of a sudden they're selling us. Thank you very much, Venezuela, for selling us your tar. You know, they have not good stuff.
They have not good stuff. Okay, thank you. And I think that's the key, really.
I know words. I have the best words.
You know what I mean? They have not good stuff. So is not good stuff better than the? Never mind. All right.
And for the environmentalists, you know, they say Venezuela. You know where the only.
Oh my God! If Jeffries is one vote behind Jordan, that's hilarious. Right now, 148 Jordan, 147 Jeffries, other 13. All you need is a majority. Just wait till the Republicans go home and then call for a vote.
Refineries in the entire world that can refine that crap are in Houston, Texas.
Nonsense.
It's sent to Houston, Texas. It's tar, and it's very tough, and it's very expensive. But a lot of stuff, you know, if you all believe in that, and we do to a large extent, not, you know, we're not crazy people. We're not going to destroy the country for it. But all of
I don't know. You don't know what he's talking about. I don't know.
Stuff flows into the air. Now, why would they do that? Very expensive. And we have the best energy. We have the best oil.
Because it's refined there and sold there, because those guys can refine it, so they're selling the processed stuff because it's a private fucking company in Texas.
We have more oil and gas than any country in the world. We have more than Saudi Arabia. We have more than Russia. And we don't.
No. We have more output than they do. We don't have more than they do. We have the ability to produce it more. We don't have more. We have more than Saudi Arabia because they're running out. But Russia has way more.
But we'll take filthy, dirty stuff.
Filthy, dirty, you bet we will, and put it in our leather hangers.
Find it in Houston. I mean, literally, it's the only plant in the whole world that can refine it.
Bullshit.
And that's what we do. And we've now taken essentially a dictatorship or whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
People have left. Very tough place.
Very, very tough.
And we've made them very rich very quickly. Think of it. We've made them rich. They were ready to make any deal I wanted.
Yes, Venezuela, Iran, they're all the same.
Make any deal I wanted. We would have gotten freedom over there. But
we would have gotten freedom over there. We'd have gave them all some freedom over there, and we would have kept the oil. If I had been in office, yeah. New York is accused her of fraud and continues to lie about the value. Wait, he was on the steps today? He went back to court today? We might need to look at that, CSL, if we can find that.
They met very stupid people, and
oh my God, I'm so tired of this.
Happened. So somebody said to me when I was walking up, "Would you do the snake? Do you know the snake?"
Oh my fucking God! All right, nobody said that. No one walked up to him and said, "Can you do the snake?" No one. No one's asking for this. No one.
The snake. Because, we have a big problem.
Yes, you have a big problem. You've run out of material, and you can only bullshit so much, and everyone in this audience is still going, leather hangers? The fuck?
Haven't heard this. We have a big problem with illegal immigration. Has anybody heard about we have about 15 million people allowed in our country.
Oh, I see. So real quick, in case you're just joining us, what he's saying is that this isn't a generalized analogy about, an awareness of an actual dangerous threat, but that you can take that analogy and apply it to women and children and even adult males fleeing countries that are collapsing or looking to seek asylum in the United States. and don't just start with, the southern border. Let's go all the way back to Ellis Island and the Irish and the Scottish and the Germans, like anybody who came over. Like, obviously, you thought you could trust them, and no. So he wants to make in case you're stupid, he wants to make a direct tie in your mind to South American immigrants equal snakes. Just in case there's any ambiguity in the audience at all. He just wants to make sure that you're the dumb lady and they're the snake. Good. In case you were wondering, in case you're like, what is this all about? Well, he doesn't want it to, he doesn't want you to have those thoughts. He wants you directly to understand he means brown people. So
that shouldn't be here, and many of those people come from...
Oops, my headphone died. Hold on one second. I was down to one, so I've got to get the spare. Where are your strange little things? A doobie-dee-doo. I got out another pair earlier. See, all my headphones are... This is the problem with... Don't pay any attention to my hotel bed. Welcome. How you doing? Guys doing okay? I'm in a hotel room, don't forget. All right, backpack. They're in my backpack, which is behind my seat. I beg your pardon. 1 second. And of course, Summer is FaceTiming me right now while I'm on the air, so that will... Hi. I'm live streaming, so I will call you back after. Is that okay? Okay, well, I will thread the needle. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Okay, love you. Bye. Sorry, wrong number. Give me 1 second. I had a pair of headphones in here, and they were out, and they had a little thing, and they had a case, and this is what happens when I'm traveling. Ha ha! There they are. Look at this. Look at this. And then it'll only take me a moment. Please be in there. Oh, there they are. Thank God. Look at that. Always, never be afraid to go analog when you're on the road. You know what I'm saying? It is a nice ringtone. It is good. I used to have a different ringtone for her, but then, I thought it was inappropriate if you guys heard it, so I had to change it. But that's okay. What? All right. Anyways, yeah, I did a hair flip. It's the only way I can get these things into my ears. All right, now I've got to do one more thing, which is, of course, to add these headphones. Yeah, sorry, external headphones. There we go. Those guys. Yeah, now that'll do it. Okay, we'll close this, and hopefully I'll be able to hear. Oh my God, it's loud. Jesus Christ. So it's the crazy people and blah, blah, blah.
And they come from very, very bad places. Very
bad places. Very bad places. Bad, dirty places. They come from leather hangers.
Come from jails and prisons?
Jails and prisons. Okay, so some of them are innocent and they're just awaiting trial. I'm sorry. This guy's such an asshole.
Difference between the both, right? Which is worse, a jail or a prison?
Prison, because you can be in jail and still be innocent. Most of the time, if you're in prison, it's because you've been found guilty already and you're in for the long stretch. Yeah, I would go with prison. Yeah.
Perhaps prison.
Perhaps. Well, you'll tell you what, buddy. You're about to find out.
And they come from insane asylums and mental institutions.
Which I actually think you have a case for an insanity plea, and I think you should. That should be your fallback.
Insane asylum is heavy stuff, right? Mental institution is not good. Insane asylum is Silence of the Lamb, right? Silence of the Lamb. That's the same.
It's okay. I know this is. Of all the shit he said today, it's Silence of the Lambs, plural, dumb fuck. Plural. It's not Silence of the It's not about one quiet lamb. It's Silence of the Lamb. Also, There is no distinction. It's still a mental institution. They're the same things, dumb fuck. Insane asylum is a colloquialism for mental institution. The modern term for it is that they used to call it one thing, now they call it something. What the shit?
We're talking about, he said, well, they're insane asylums. A lot of my people say, sir, please don't use the term insane asylum. It's very bad. I said, no, let's tell the truth, right?
Mental institution is this. It's the same thing. Oh, God. Also, making